Hey guys, it's DJ Stocks here again today for you. How you doing? It's September 3rd and it's about 1:30. Stock market having another day down about 200, between 100 and 200 points. It just having problems gaining some traction today. That's not saying that we didn't make money. We made some money today. Had a few things that went up. Um, Google, they over the weekend they announced that they would be able to hold on to Chrome. I think it was the European Union or somebody was suing them and trying to make them divest of some of their businesses. So Google was up like $16 a share. I still got about 450, 550 shares of that. So I think that translates to about 7 grand, 6 to 7 grand. And Apple went up like $6. Some reason they're intertwined in it too, and it went up $6. I think I have 100 shares of Apple left. I've owned Apple for like the last 4 to 6 weeks. It hasn't really done much of anything, so I might be jettisoning the rest of that. So it's kind of an autopilot day. I'm just not buying anything, not selling anything, just looking to tomorrow. Um, as we look to the rest of September, we've got the Fed meeting coming up like the 16th and 17th. If you got any CDs that are coming renewing now, make sure you get them renewed as soon as you can, because it's almost a given that the Fed's going to lower the Fed rate by at least 1/4%, maybe more. You never know, but I think for sure 1/4%, which will translate into the CDs. They're gonna drop those rates on the CDs for you, and ends up you get less money. That's how that works. That sucks, right? I've got a CD to renew, but not until after September 7th. So as luck would have it, that's how it goes. Um, so that's where we're at today for Wednesday. We're looking forward to Thursday. Maybe the market will be better on Thursday. Just hoping, just saying, just hoping. Um, we're definitely looking forward to that. Let's talk about being rich versus wealthy. Okay, sometimes people use those incorrectly. According to Charles Schwab, a rich person is someone who makes in excess of $100,000 a year, but doesn't necessarily have any tangible wealth. Okay, that's going by net worth. So Charles Schwab considers wealthy as anyone exceeding a net worth of $2.2 million. That's, I don't know how they come up with that, but that's what they consider wealthy. They consider that what they call intergenerational wealth, or generational wealth, where you can pass it down from generation to generation. So just reiterating, being rich, you can make $400,000 a year and be rich, but you're not wealthy if all you're doing is spending your money. And the more and more I do these videos and I talk to people, the more I find out that there's just a lot of people out there that are not prepared for retirement. There's a lot of people that are going to be leaning on our government, Social Security, Medicare, to get by in retirement, if not before. It's kind of crazy, personally myself, like I said, I told you guys, I've been saving for like 30 some years for retirement, and we learned to do without. As we got older, we had more money to spend, but the first 10 years that we were saving, we were taking every penny we could save and putting it towards our retirement and doing without vacations, doing without expensive items, just doing what we had to do. So I understand it's difficult. It can be difficult and hard, but if it was easy, anybody could do it, right? If it was easy, anybody could do it. So I hope you're on your journey. I hope you're taking your future into your hands, right? That's the best way. That's the best way. If you're relying on the government, you're going to get stuck with whatever they give you, and sometimes it's not exactly what you want. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. I had a grandmother who she would get during the Reagan years, she would get stuff from the government like sugar and flour and cheese and I don't know what else. It was like generic stuff, you know, the generic. Back then they had a brand called Generic. It was black and white packaging. That's basically what the government would give us. And she would share that with us because she was like in her 80s. And she would give us the government cheese food. It wasn't cheese. It was cheese food. And we would make grilled cheese out of it, and that crap doesn't melt very easily. It did not melt very easily. And the only difference between Swiss and cheddar was the color. I really think that the only thing they did between the Swiss and cheddar was inject it with a different dye. It wasn't wholesome stuff. It was pretty nasty. And as I said, we would try to make grilled cheese with it, and it didn't respond very well to grilling. So there's an example of you got something for free, and sometimes you get what you pay for, right? If it's free, you're gonna get some nasty stuff. So hope you're having a good Wednesday. I hope the stock market's working for you today. We're starting another month and doing our journey here. We'll see where we go. Starting out a little slow. I was hoping Microsoft would pop up and go through the roof, but it's just kind of hanging there. It's up like 50 cents today. Nvidia is just hanging like at zero, maybe a buck. We might be up a buck a share today on Nvidia. And our good old Google, though, it went through the roof. So I'm glad I hung on to some Google. We'll see what we do this month. We're on a quest to meet our 60K goal every month. So come along and join us, and we'll talk about making money and what to do with your money and how you can become wealthy. If you're not already, you can become wealthy if you hit the $2 million mark. That's all it takes. All it takes. It's DJ Stocks. Like, share, and subscribe. Check you guys out on the rebound.